If you watch this video in its entirety, it will be the last video you will ever need on consistency. I will teach you everything from A to Z, from never really staying consistent to getting to a place where you base your whole life around consistency, and how it has also helped me personally achieve everything that I've achieved in my life, and also what it will help me achieve in the future. With this, I will take you through my whole personal journey, as well as giving you proper actionable steps so you know exactly what tasks and what you need to do to base your life around consistency moving forward. Because you see, if I take you through my life a little bit of a while back, I was at a point where I was having a very productive week. I remember it as clear as day. It was a time and place in my life where, like I said, had a productive week. I was pretty much locked in, stacked up with a bunch of sales calls, probably 8 to 10 sales calls on the calendar. I was making money, I was staying disciplined, and life was pretty much just amazing. However, the next week, I was kind of the complete opposite way. I was stuck. I was not making any money. I was waking up late. I was doing pretty much everything that I wasn't supposed to and everything that I wasn't doing the previous week. However, I was just kind of dressing it up as self care, as rest, burnout, all of these typical terms that you hear all the time, right? But that's when I really realized something, because from that point, everything just slowly started to go down, and I pretty much lost all my success from there as well. I'm being pretty vulnerable saying this because I've had a pretty bad time with this, and it kind of ruined my whole life for a little bit of a period of time, right? But it learned me, or it taught me something very, very important, and I'm here to share with you guys as well. It taught me that my success didn't die from a lack of the skill set or a lack of something similar to that. It pretty much just died because I had a lack of momentum and consistency. I didn't need more motivation. What I needed was a new standard. And this was a standard where I had to show up even though I didn't feel like it. And that's what my whole core message for you in this video is, and I will teach you exactly how to understand this and how this whole perception changed my life moving forward, and how I finally went from being here, falling all the way down because of consistency, and how I exceeded my previous step with this realization. Because you see, consistency is very easy and very simple when you feel like it. It is very easy to stay consistent when everything is good. It's easy to do the work when you have fun. It's very easy to do all of these things if somebody's watching you, if you're having fun, or if you really feel like doing it. But on the flip side, it's very, very hard to do shit when you don't feel like it. And that's probably where most of us struggle, right? It's the times where we don't feel like doing something, it's hard to stay consistent. And that's really the difference between somebody who's becoming successful and staying there, compared to somebody who maybe thinks they're going to be successful but just end up plateauing from there anyway. Because you see, consistency really is not a talent issue, it's not a discipline issue. What it mainly comes down to is that it is a trust issue. Okay, let me repeat that again. Consistency is not the issue that you think it is. The main issue with consistency is that it is a trust issue. Okay, it comes down to if you can trust yourself to show up regardless of whatever mood you are in, regardless of how you feel, regardless of if you're sick, if you're not. It comes down to if you're willing to show up anyway. And this forms your whole identity. I'll slowly but surely come into how this really changed my whole life, and how I'm going to give you guys a great example so you can understand this. But for me, the main thing here is that it's rooted in your identity. Are you a type of guy that is not going to do things because you don't feel like it, or are you the type of guy that's going to do something anyway, right? Because here's the thing, and this is what changed my whole life moving forward. It was when I realized this. Your identity it comes down to the mood you're in, right? If you are feeling good, you're going to do it. If you don't, you're not going to do it. That's pretty much how I was, probably how you are as well. But here's the thing: consistency, discipline, whatever you want to put it, it's not something that is flashy. To be fair, it's pretty boring, repetitive, and pretty quiet as well. And when I realized this, that's when everything changed. Okay. Because you see, again, it's very easy to do shit when people are watching, when you have fun, when you're supposed to do it, etc., etc. However, consistency when nobody's watching, when you're bored, when what you do doesn't really change all that much or doesn't give you any crazy result, that's when consistency is at its hardest. Because when you're sitting alone at your desk, supposed to work, nobody's watching, the work you're going to do doesn't really give you all that much. That's when you don't do it. And if you don't do it there, that's when you break your identity, right? Because as for instance, nobody's watching me right now. I'm in a room all by myself recording this video because I'm staying consistent, right? However, nobody's here, nobody's watching me, and I don't have to post this because it's not going to change all that much if I post it or not. But I base my life around consistency, and I've rooted this consistency into my life. So I show up regardless if somebody's watching me or not, right? It's the same thing as giving you an example later on, but just putting it this way, right? It's the same thing as when you're sitting yourself, you that are watching this video, when you're sitting, supposed to work at some school project or whatever. Nobody's watching you. You're supposed to do the work, but you don't feel like it. That's who bases their life around consistency, the guy that does the work anyway. Because when nobody's watching you, if you still do the work, that's when you stay consistent. That's when you're disciplined. It's rooted in the position where you do the work regardless of how you feel and when nobody's watching you, and it doesn't necessarily give you any crazy result either, right? Because if it's going to give you a huge result, a lot of money, or there's like a huge good consequence out of it, of course you're going to do it. But when nobody's watching, when it doesn't really matter, but you still do it because you're rooted in consistency, that's where your identity and where your life is based around proper discipline and consistency. And when you realize this, that's when everything changes. That's when it changed for me. And now I'll give you a great example so you can understand what I mean. Okay. Let's just say I'll put this in a simple analogy, right? Let's just say you're trying to fill this water bottle right here, right? Let's just say you have a faucet, you're turning it on, and every few seconds it fills in water and then it stops, right? So you turn it on, it fills in a little bit of water and then it stops. You turn it off, fills a little bit of water and it stops. Fills in a little bit. And that's usually how most people's effort is, right? It just starts, stops, starts, stops, starts, stops, right? That's how most people's effort are, but here's the thing. Bursts of action followed by a little bit of silence is pretty much just going to stay lackluster all the time. There is no consistency because it's boring, it's simple, but the only thing that's actually going to fill up the whole water bottle is consistency overall, right? That's the only thing that's actually going to fill up the glass. So if you're the type of guy that's crushing for 1 or 2 weeks, but then you're silent or just completely vanish the next. If you're just working when you feel like it, if you're just working when it's exciting, if you're not really feeling ready, if you're just overthinking instead of actually working, if you're just starting super strong, but then you never really end up finishing, you, my friend, my brother, you struggle. You have essentially a consistency issue, right? So now I'm here to tell you exactly how you can fix this and how I managed to fix it to base my life around consistency. So here's the thing. There's 3 main tasks that I want you to realize and I want you to do. And they're very simple and very key for your consistency moving forward, okay? First action is a 2-week to 30-day plan. I want you to do the second thing is I want you to replace motivation with momentum. And thirdly is to analyze and repeat. Okay. So I want you to set either a 14-day or a 30-day plan in whatever area in life you want, right? Whether it be content, habits, outreach, business, whatever it might be, does not matter. Just pick one and set up a plan with some tasks you're supposed to do when it comes to this realm of your life, right? For instance, if it be outreach, let's just say reach out to 10 people every single day. Or if it's social, being like social skills, talk to 5 random strangers every single day. Whatever it might be, just set up some sort of tasks for 14 days to 30 days. And it's very simple. Just put that in and then you have that task in place. Second thing is to replace motivation with momentum. The reason why I want you to set up a 14 to 30-day window is because there are going to be times within 14 to 30 days where you don't feel like doing the task you've set up, okay? So what I want you to do is whenever you don't feel like doing the task you've set up, I want you to translate that into, it does not matter whether I feel like it or not. I'm just going to start and add some momentum, because all you really need is not really any motivation. You just need to start doing it, and the rest is going to become very easy because you already have the momentum to do. It's the same thing as if you want to work with school. All you have to do is just actually start working and start doing the writing, regardless of how you feel. And you're going to see that you're actually going to end up finishing most of the things you're supposed to do anyway. My bad, the camera just died for whatever reason. However, what I want you to do is have that 30-day task, have that replacement with momentum, just to start doing. And then after, or while you're doing it and after you've done it, just track your whole progress, see how things went. And then you just repeat every single 14 to 30 days with something new, a new task or whatever, right? So what I want you to understand is you do this, you apply this, and actually take action on it. Most importantly, take fucking action. Otherwise, nothing's going to change. So you do that. This way, you realize that you're not losing because you're not capable. You're only losing because you lack consistency. I really hope this helps. If you have any questions, I'll leave my Instagram down below in the description. You can shoot me a message. I'm happy to help with whatever you want. Hope this video helped. Regardless of that, I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.